Gentlemen, phones on silent, preferably down while we get this shit started.
Well, I'm about to reach level 14.
How about you reach level 14 at another time?
Bro, how about you be respectful to my gangster?
Respectful to your... How about you respect our time as we are primed and ready to go to record this podcast? How about that for respect? Fucking kick that shit out your hand. You see that? See that extension?
Bro, why are you trying to reach my balls, though?
Yo, collateral damage.
Bro, there's something wrong with you people.
How about you put your phone down so we can start, bro?
My phone ain't controlling your mouth.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Jamal.
Shut up.
I'm glad that you're here, you're present, you're attentive. It's truly appreciated. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, your weekly dose of the homies kicking back, shooting the shit, having conversations about things that can get you riled up, but we keep it tame. I'm your boy, Matthew, joined here as always with...
Yup, it's your boy, Jamali, back at it.
And the original, the OG.
The original ghost.
The OG, triple OG.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Why do you always have to be so extra
OG,
with your intro,
triple
though?
OG. You didn't earn no stripes, okay? Relax yourself.
Triple OG.
Triple OG.
I don't even think he owns a pair of Adidas.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no stripes.
Got no stripes.
I got the stripes on the side right now, baby. Let's
OG,
talk about
OG.
it.
I make Bobby Johnson look like
Yeah.
street
Now you're
boss.
rambling.
Yeah, no.
We don't need your old man tactics.
Yeah.
So, fellas, how was your week? How have things been? How was the mental health? And I got to bring it up because October 10th was World Mental Health Day. Hopefully, we had a bit more awareness going across the board for everybody. And
maybe that's why the week was so
involved.
heavy.
Heavy, really?
It was a heavy week, man.
Shit.
Well,
Talk
that
about it,
shit's
baby.
over.
We're here for you. Talk about it.
No, I'm just saying it was a long week for me.
Yeah.
Going through some things?
No. It was just a long-ass week. I worked Monday to Friday when everybody was home on Monday.
Well, I mean, oh, you had to work the holiday?
Yeah, I worked the holiday.
You know, happy late
That
Thanksgiving
sounds like
to
a you
the
problem,
listeners.
Jamali.
Exactly, it's a me problem.
Monday was nice, man. I mean, unfortunately, I had to work, but
All right, I still have my Thanksgiving turkey and shit.
yeah. My family did most of the Thanksgiving stuff on Sunday. You know, it was an easier day for everybody. You know, like the whole family came through, all the little cousins and everything, man. It was nice. One of my little cousins has actually like been playing basketball, and she's like fucking good. Like,
Good.
Like good enough that my uncle was putting clips on Instagram, and she crossed up a chick and shot the J in her face. And I was like, this is the future right there.
That's she's married into your family cousin?
Yeah,
don't
like,
think you got
it's
those
my
DNAs.
uncle, my mom's sister, like they're his kids.
Okay, because those DNA didn't come from you.
Oh my god! What? I said my cousin, bro.
I'm
of
just
course
saying
it didn't come from me, man.
Well, not, you know what I mean? On the other side.
Fucking guy. Like, I don't have kids. No, it didn't come from me.
Clearly. I mean, I don't think your basketball skills are that great, but you know.
Yo, we could stop right now, find a basketball, find a court. I will cross you up in these vans, buddy.
The taller you are, the harder you fall.
Yeah, and the faster it is to get these nuts in your face when I jam it on you, boy. What's good?
Whoa, pause.
No pause, bro. You want to talk shit about basketball? We can do it.
Nuts in people's
We
mouths,
can do it.
bro?
We could do it. Jump, man, all over your face, bro.
Oof. Nah, bro.
You want to talk about it?
Nope. I'm not
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
right. You don't want to talk about it.
I apologize to everyone. These two are on something.
No, we're on that competitive streak. You ain't been here, so you don't know.
Yo, you think because I haven't been here, I haven't been
friendly
listening?
banter, my friend.
You think because I haven't
Just
been here these last 2
friendly
weeks, I haven't been
banter.
listening?
Last
You need
3
to-
weeks.
You
Last
need to
2
feel
weeks.
the energy.
Last 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's
I was
been
here
2.
the
It's been 2 or 3.
It's been 2.
weeks.
We'll give him that.
Yeah,
It's been 2.
Yeah, you think I don't hear this stuff? I'm the one to post it up. I have to listen to this
Yeah,
stuff.
he
dude.
listens,
Yeah, but we
he
put
doesn't-
in the
he
work.
doesn't feel the energy.
Yeah, you're not in the
He doesn't-
room
he
when
doesn't feel the
the
banter.
cooking's going down.
Please, you're not cooking nothing, dog.
That friendly
You know,
banter.
like he feels special because he's the waiter. You know, he brings out the stuff. You know, he's not in the kitchen when it's getting chefed up.
He ain't whipping up the meals, man. Working the wrists.
You don't feel the heat, boy. You live out of the kitchen.
Because I get people to serve me stuff. I don't serve
Whoa,
nobody. That's
whoa.
Right. You're right. I do live out the kitchen.
Bro, you're
Whoa.
more like Jeffrey than anything else, bro.
should call us master. That's
you
right.
You feel me? This guy.
We always got to bring the heat when Jason comes back after a sabbatical.
I know. He gotta take more sabbatical than anybody I know.
Really, Jamal?
Bro.
You're still like 20
Yo, I wish
behind.
I had Jason's vacation
You
days,
did?
man. Apparently, I'm doing something wrong.
More like something right.
Special.
It's good to have you back, though, broski. How was your week? How was it fine for you?
It's good, man. Busy, usual work and stuff like that. And yeah, just trying to make money.
Feel you on that, man.
We all on that tip, though.
Feel you on that. The 9 to 5s, man. Stressful but necessary.
Well, most definitely.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
Well, yeah, starting from, Thanksgiving, my week was good. A lot of time spent with the family, just enjoying each other's company, enjoying good food. Had an apple crumble that lasted till Thursday. Shit was phenomenal.
Were you taking a bite a day or some shit?
No, just like a little square a day. You gotta make it last. like the turkey, the Thanksgiving turkey. You gotta make that shit last.
Right. I was still making sandwiches on the following Sunday.
Oh my god. But then like when World Mental Health Day came up, one thing I like to do is really like reach out to people and actually like open my like social medias and shit up to people like if they want to talk to me. And every now and then I get like some reach out, but like this time around, like I got a lot of people that actually hit me up and, just having conversations about like my personal struggles with mental health and what I did to overcome and like basically like handing out guidance to other people who are seeking it, which, for me, like it felt like a good thing to do because one thing that we always do every week in this podcast is ask about the mental health. It's like to know that people were like comfortable enough to reach out to me. Not necessarily like share all their deepest things that are going through, but just asking for a bit of help and guidance of like how they should approach their personal stuff. Like it made my week in that sense, and it's something that I take seriously because it's something I dealt with. So
most definitely,
yeah. Like it, and something like that you would think would be heavy, but no. Like it was good. Like it was good to like shed some light and share some information and like give some guidance in that way. So. I mean, like, I had a fulfilling week, I'll say. Very fulfilling.
I'm glad, man.
Good, man.
Yeah, man. So, like I said, if ever you need to reach out, man, I am here. I don't know about these guys. I'm not going to offer their shit out, but myself, Matthew, I am here. You can always reach out to me.
No, most definitely anybody could reach out to me.
Yeah.
Just got to be able to deal with the reality of what you're dealing with.
Just send a message to our Don't Be Mad, and from there I will find you, man. I will find you, and we can have conversations. We can go from there because I care enough, and I care a lot because I know what it's like. All right, with that good stuff out the way, where do we begin? Because I made a list, but it's not in order.
Pick whatever you want first, man. The most outrageous first.
Let's start from a story that we started last week. Let's continue now. UFC 229.
Yep.
Did you guys watch it?
I got a few of them in there.
You saw the... Come on, man.
Am
I the only one who watched it?
I told you already, I'm not really a UFC fan. I'm a boxing fan.
Oh, man. I will say, though, if you were a casual fan that watched this card, it was the one to watch. Because it just felt like everything from the preliminaries up to like the entrance fights to the main event, like everything was hitting and everything was on point, man. Like a lot of good fights on this card, a lot of fights that were like clean finishes, like just they put on a show, like top to bottom put on a show.
You know what UFC reminds me of? It reminds me of a realistic version of WWE.
All right, I'm going to stop right there and just continue with what I was saying.
It's true. That's what it reminds me
of. Wrong. Completely wrong.
Well, you have people jumping out of a cage and onto people and shit like that. With no
That's
control.
Real life beef.
That's why I said it's a realistic version of WWE.
No, because that's not something that happens often. If that was a regular occurrence in the UFC, I can understand the comparison. But no, that was like one of those... Holy shit, this is actually happening right now. We don't see this.
I see too much front in UFC. Like... competitors, they don't respect each other enough, and when they get knocked out, they disappear from ages. You don't hear about them
because that's
case in point. What's her face? Can't even remember her name.
Ronda
Rousey. I gotta disagree with you there too. Ronda Rousey had one of the greatest women's championship runs that any sport's ever seen.
No, she was just the first.
No, she literally had one of the greatest.
She was the first to do it. There's a difference.
You could say that for the UFC, but as far as championship runs go, she had one of the greatest runs. She has calculated the fastest finish to a fight. And on top of that, when her downfall came, it hit hard. But her as a championship and her run in the UFC or just in MMA in general,
it's only been like 10 fights in UFC though. She's had 10 to 13 fights, and she was like
13 fights in the UFC is a lot.
A lot, bro.
Not that much.
No, 13 fights in the UFC is a lot.
It isn't that much.
How many years did that calculate? She was fighting 3 fights a year.
Because usually at the very most you're going to do 2 fights a year.
But you have people like Shamrock doing like.
Okay, but you're looking back at a time when Shamrock not only did UFC, he did Pride. He also, I think, for a time did Ring of Honor. Like, he was not just UFC. Like, he did his MMA record is extensive. And that's the thing, too, with Ronda Rousey. She has an extensive MMA record. So, on top of that, she had the 13 fights in UFC.
I want to know her. I want to know her complete record. Because
you have a phone? Check it, bro.
Because I want to. Because
back to 229, as I started this conversation with, the biggest fight of the night, the one that got all the shit going, was Khabib versus McGregor. And I will say this: that fight went exactly as I felt it would. And last week I told you, like, Jamali, I told you that I'm a huge McGregor fan, but there's one thing about Khabib. This guy is not somebody that you take lightly.
Nope.
The guy is he's one of those people that he lives to fight.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you can tell. Yeah, very
I'm not even
tactical.
a big UFC fan. And watching that, I was just like, yo, this guy literally knew what he was doing. He was very precise with every little thing he did.
Everything. Like, everything he did was just on point. Like, I had sent this message in one of my group chats. I'm going to read it out to you because, like, this message I had sent prior to the fight even happening, and it was about Khabib because my boy, who's like a huge McGregor fan, was basically like downplaying Khabib and saying Khabib was going to lose. And I said this verbatim: doubt he will, speaking of Khabib, dude is incredible at dictating pace and controlling the cage. I'm very curious to see how Conor approaches this because he usually starts off slow and plays the counter-attacking game until he gets a feel for a fighter and then applies pressure. Khabib might not give him the chance to do that, but still see it going at least 4 rounds, which was the exact fight that we watched. You had Khabib come in the first 2 rounds, getting in Conor's face, wrestling, grappling, making sure that there was just pure pressure on the whole time.
Yep.
3rd round comes now. In the stand-up game, if anything, this was Conor's time to like really just take over the fight. Doesn't happen. 4th round comes through, back to the ground and gets submitted. And it's a show of just how good Khabib was.
I didn't even get the submission though, because like, what was it? His neck was locked up?
Well, yeah, he applied a rear naked choke. It wasn't a clean choke, because usually for that you want to get like underneath the chin and like really sink it in with your forearm and your bicep and just crank down on the throat.
Windpipe,
yeah, keep the windpipe closed and then have him tap. But essentially because he didn't have that, he basically just cranked on his neck, twisted as far as he could, and pulled back on his back. So you have full body weight on the guy's back, plus you're twisting their body like from the neck. You're going to tap from that because it's either you tap or you snap your neck. One of the two.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But what was nuts about it was like during the fight when like the ground game was happening, the mics picked up Khabib, like, basically when he's like punching him and like throwing elbows, being like, talk shit now, like talk now, like basically like all the shit that was happening prior to the fight, all like the build up to it, like Khabib took that shit fucking personal.
But you could tell during the press conference.
Oh yeah, you really knew pissed. He did. And like Conor getting up is just like, yo, it's just business. But it's like, nah, man, like that's the difference between you and him. Like you saw this as like a giant show, whereas this guy's like, I fight for a living. Like, this is what I. But not only that,
I think Conor really punked him off a lot, or at least thought he was punking him.
Thought he was, yeah.
And you know, during the press conference, he was making reference to them pulling up at a bus or some shit, 40 deep.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, there's only so much.
Conor and his team pulled up on the bus and was like, basically like threw one of those trolleys that you use to like move like boxes and stuff like that. Like threw it at the bus, broke the glass, which. in itself, like that whole situation was really fucked up when you think about it, you know? And like, not to like downplay what Khabib did after the fight where he like jumped into the crowd to like fight McGregor's team. You know, like that in itself was fucked up. Like you shouldn't do that. Dude. But I can understand like after going through weeks of just everything about your life being like disrespected and spoken down to by someone, like you're gonna like get a breaking point.
What I realized about the UFC is the person who talks the most usually gets beat down the quickest.
Well, no, that's not true. That, McGregor's been talking the most and been winning a lot.
But he's been beat down. And say what you want about the Floyd Mayweather thing. Mayweather, surprisingly, did not say nothing.
Well, no, that was a cash grab.
It's a cash grab.
We all like McGregor versus Mayweather. We all knew exactly what it was.
We know
it was an opportunity for both of them to get a ridiculous paycheck. Yeah. And look, McGregor has been a talker from day one. He's always been that way. And the only thing about him is like every single time he just ups it because even I can't even remember the fighter's name, but it was a guy, a Brazilian dude. He was talking about how there was a time where if that guy was in the favelas that he would ride through on horseback and basically like slaughter all the people in there. And it's like, he said very questionably racist shit multiple times, but it's the way he builds up the fights because obviously the UFC loves it because it gets attention.
But even that's what he did with Floyd too when he was referring to him as boy and
he did the exact. So it's like this whole thing. The difference is those guys. You know, like you have a Brazilian dude who gets it. Like he's been a part of this North American thing before. He knows what these guys do to like build up a fight. And someone like Floyd, he's American. He gets it. It's like sell the fucking fight. We want to make fucking money.
I'm just saying that you have 2 losses on your docket. One from boxing and one from the sport where you should dominate everyone at. And you got kind of school for the.
Bro, I feel like talking. A lot of people, because we grew up in an era of Floyd Mayweather and seeing Floyd, and we're spoiled in this idea that to be great at something you can't take an L. Whereas nobody would ever look at somebody like George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson even, and say like these aren't greats in the sport of boxing. Right. Like we would never say that because we knew at their peak they dominated. Even if they took an L.
But the thing is, Tyson only started to lose when he started talking shit. And that's a fact.
No, Tyson started to lose when he was getting older. He was doing a lot of shit outside of boxing that was affecting him, like partying, drinking, doing drugs.
He also started talking
too. He was always talking. Dude, there was a fight where he literally was...
There was no time for Tyson to talk when he first started. No, he just knocked out people first round.
We all know the famous quote where he told a dude, I will fuck you in the ass till you love me, faggot. Sorry to use the word. I'm quoting Mike Tyson.
And that's when he started losing.
We all know that famous quote. Iron fucking Mike said that shit.
That's what he
started. But the point is, it's like Tyson has always been a fucking like rager.
But the thing is, that's when he started losing. Same thing with Lex Lewis. Same thing with Holyfield when he could barely talk anyway. So imagine that.
But the point is, it's like someone like McGregor. He had the skill to step up there and do the thing. Plus, he would talk shit all the time. Like, it's nothing new to what he was. But he just met somebody that, you're going to talk shit? I'm going to beat that shit talk out of you, which is exactly what happened.
I think people who are more about the business, they'll get the job done than someone who wants to inflate their ego like Conor McGregor.
But I think Conor McGregor knows the business side of the sport.
At the end of the day, you got to sell a fight.
Just like the LeBrons. Just like, that's the difference between LeBron James and I think Jordan a lot of times, or, like Mayweather. These guys are showmen. They know how to fucking get people. They do things for reactive value. You know what I mean? Like, I think LeBron waiting at this point to go to the Lakers was one of those moves. He knew what he was doing and he knew where he was going with it. And he knows it's going to create that whole hype behind it. So I think for McGregor to do what he does, I mean, at the end of the day, it's some money.
But seriously, for him personally, because UFC is, they don't get paid like boxers or anything like that.
But they still get cash.
They get cash. I'm not saying they get cash, but they get a finite amount of cash. So, for example, how much is the knockout of the night purse? How much do they get for like knockout of the night?
I don't know the exact numbers. I haven't researched that in a while, so I couldn't tell you.
It's finite. It's always that set amount every UFC.
But it's not I wouldn't say finite. It's finite.
Well, no, but the thing too, like the purses for UFC have been growing. Like those type of things, like submission of the night, knockout of the night, things like that, they have been growing.
But they're pulling better numbers in boxing right now. But they're still getting paid as if they're getting paid WWE salaries. It's stupid, but it's
all
weird.
about advertising too.
It's
like
weird.
It's all about advertising because, like, yeah, you could get like the pay-per-view numbers can be better then, but if you're looking at like the grand scheme of things, as far as like the numbers go, it's not like when you look at boxing, not everybody's making Mayweather numbers.
No,
Mayweather numbers are very inflated. But when you look at a lot of like the champions that are out there, most of us don't even know their names. And on top of not knowing their names, they're not actually making as much as like some of the champions in UFC are making.
Because what UFC is doing, they took the old boxing model. Instead of like having one big fight every couple of months, UFC has like the Fox. You see it on Fox, they have to have the free fights, and you can watch it on TV. Boxing used to have that with Saturday afternoon fights and everything like that. They used to do that all the time. That's what made boxing popular. But they went away from that for the more bigger purses, bigger draws. So that's why we don't know anyone's names right now. And back then,
well, the biggest thing that hurt boxing too was the fact that like you would have like a 130 champ, a 131 champ,
too many divisions.
It's like it was way too much. So that is one of the biggest things that hurt boxing. Whereas the one thing UFC has tried to maintain is you have your heavyweights, you have your light heavies, your middle, your welter, your cruiser. Then you have like the bantams, the feathers, etc. But they're not looking for the in-betweens on that.
No.
Fit into this scale where you can and fight there. If not, then you're not a part of UFC. If you can't mount the wins or like you can't mount the revenue at the very least and the hype to bring towards the fights.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That they should be getting paid boxing numbers right now.
Look, not at all. But I mean, like UFC in comparison to boxing is a young sport.
Yeah,
like it takes a while.
And like I said, compared to like the whole of boxing and looking at the whole of UFC fighters are getting paid more than boxers.
But if you think about it, the two sports have been around as long as the same time. The two sports. I'm not talking UFC. I'm talking about the two sports. MMA. They've been around just as much. Boxing, a pugilistic sport, and
but
MMA,
in an organized sense, not at
all.
Boxing, you're right. Boxing has been around organized longer than
by
MMA.
For a very long time, mixed martial arts, especially in the U.S., was seen as illegal.
But then again, yeah, mixed martial arts was in like Singapore and Asian. In the Asian community, it's really big over there. It's bigger than boxing. It's bigger than boxing, but we just never used to get it here because they think it's more brutal, more violent. You're using your knees and shit and all that stuff to hit people. But now, where it is right now, it should be making a ridiculous amount of money. Because not only are you getting pay-per-view numbers, you're getting daily. You're getting advertised numbers from daily shows.
I find it's very hard to say that, especially when we know the way viewership is changing in this day and age. Like, it's not a time where like boxing was able to capitalize on all revenue and all monetary ways, because now it's like everything is streaming. A lot of it is illegal streaming as well. So it's like outside of like the pay-per-views or the people that actually go to the arenas and watch, or people who like buy in on any other services, there are gaps in space as far as like where the money can be made. It's heavily reliant on advertising. So that in itself means there's only so much advertisers are going to be willing to give as far as contributing towards purses and then like networking and things like that. It's a very different dynamic. It's understandable that because of how heavily involved Vegas is too with boxing and how ingrained they've been with boxing over the years, that it will still garner a certain amount as far as like the top name people making the top numbers that they do compared to UFC, because Vegas still hasn't bought in fully to UFC and mixed martial arts the way they have.
I think the owners for that UFC thing is just very.
No, but you're also looking at it in the wrong way, Jason. If you take UFC at the age of where it's at now, and you took boxing at that same age, granted the time may be different in terms of marketing and accessibility, UFC's by far making way more money.
But they're not paying.
You're looking. How much money they like?
I'm not arguing that. That's what you're actually making my point.
Let's get some closing ideas because I don't want to harp on this forever.
I just want to close on it. Like the reason why, and this I want to get the point to the reason why McGregor took 2 years to come back. It's like why would it be worth it? UFC is making all this money. I'm not making, and I'm making peanuts compared to.
Dude, if I got $100 million payout,
yeah,
I wouldn't even have come back.
You should just stop. I would have stopped.
To be completely honest with you,
I would have honestly stopped.
But
or do a rematch. And make
the reason he comes back is because he has a fighter's mentality.
But not only that, I think,
fight.
But I
win
think
or lose, he loves to fight.
But I think he's a great showman. He
that
just has this whole.
Everyone loves to fight, but you don't want to fight for nothing.
But
it's not even a fight for nothing because a lot of fighters, they just fight for the fucking pride of it.
But not only that, I think McGregor is a great marketer. From a marketing perspective, he's doing extremely well. And like
Akeem just walked in, he's trying to distract Jamali in the middle of his thought.
But I think he knows what he's doing. He's there to build a brand. He has a lifestyle to uphold on his name.
Exactly.
So, and this is a platform where most people know him from. Why would I walk away from that? I'm trying to get into the distillery business.
Well, it's just that thing. It's like if you've been doing something for so fucking long, like your whole life, it's the same argument we have for Vontae Davis.
Right.
It's not easy to just walk away from something.
Not.
It takes a lot of thought and a lot of understanding to do
Ironically, he just walked in the room.
Yeah, my colleague in arms just walked in the room.
Your colleague in arms. Are you going to fucking jerk him off while he's here fighting?
I'm sure you would.
How about you not cut me off in the middle of my fucking thought? Anyways, as I was saying, for somebody like McGregor, yeah, you got one of the biggest payouts you're ever going to get as far as like fight sports goes, unless you're lucky enough to get another opportunity of that type of caliber. But at the end of the day, it's ingrained in his DNA. He's a fucking fighter.
But I think it's greater than that.
From being on welfare, having his now wife support him at a time where he literally had nothing but training to be like a fighter, and then going up the ranks, it's literally ingrained in him. Like, this is what I did to become who I am, so I have to keep doing it. No matter what the payout is, him as a fighter is what he knows, it's what he lived, and it's what his life is about. So no, like, it might not be what you made against Mayweather, but I gotta fucking fight. But I think this is what I do.
I think it's still a good. I'm sure these guys are still getting good payouts.
No, they're getting good money.
Yeah, he's getting really good money.
Nothing like when he was making before.
But let's switch. We'll keep it on the sports tip for a bit, and we could talk about Jimmy Buckets. Oof, man, we hear a lot about big dick energy. I don't think we've seen big dick energy like this in basketball in a minute. For those of you who don't know, Jimmy Butler plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and this guy just ran a fucking madness in practice.
He just told the truth.
Yo, he hasn't told the truth yet. Like, they've been having a bit of a trade dispute. He wanted to get traded. The team apparently was in talks with a few teams, couldn't make it happen. So he decided, you know what? I'm going to show up for practice and just show these fucking guys how valuable of a player I am. Basically called up a couple guys that are third stringers and said, this is my 5. I'm going up against the starters. And bodied them. Tell me how you feel, boys.
Hey, he's supposed to do that.
That simple?
Well, he did that to Rondo and Wade in Chicago, so that's not doing that to Karl-Anthony Towns and Wiggins.
Whoa, calm down.
It's true though. That's what he did. Calm down.
Rondo and Wade are old.
It has nothing to do with old.
Yo, Towns is a bitch. I never liked that guy.
Yo, he cotton candy, bro.
He's a bitch.
He cotton candy, bro.
He does nothing good. Anyways, I'm
all I know is Jimmy Butler showed up and said, "You're getting an hour of my time." Basically, went in there with the third string guys. Was apparently going down on the block against Karl-Anthony Towns.
And he did nothing.
Towns didn't want them problems.
No, he didn't want that.
Wiggins didn't want them problems.
You have to understand where Jimmy Butler's coming from. He's a
baller.
No, but the thing
he's a straight up baller.
He's a baller, but what he's pissed off about is that Wiggins and Karl-Anthony Towns are high draft picks.
I don't think he gives a fuck about that.
Yes, he does. Listen to what I'm saying. They're high draft picks, and they don't care. He was a low draft pick, and this dude is putting so much effort, and he's not getting paid like them.
Not only that, though.
That's what pisses him off.
I know there's contract issues because apparently, if I'm not mistaken, Wiggins got 129 for 3 or 4 seasons.
29, 23, 29 for the last next year or some shit like that.
And then Karl-Anthony Towns also got a huge contract extension as well.
But you would give that to Towns.
And both of them were offered more than Butler was offered, which was just a flat 100. So he took that as like, yo, you're giving these guys who have no fucking heart, gave up in the fucking playoffs, more money than me, who is literally the fucking man on this team. I got to show you what the fuck you're working with because you got me fucked up. I rate that energy, man.
I'd be pissed off too.
I rate that energy.
It's like, and I'm the only one balling, and you and these dudes who are just in it for stats and money, they're just like giving up on the team. Like, nah, he doesn't want that. But that's Jimmy Butler. That's the type of player he is. So that's why I respect him for that. And like, this dude is straight up G.
I fuck with it, man.
Straight up G.
Hey, he has heart.
And the funniest thing afterwards, having an interview with Rachel Nichols.
I just want him to admit that he smashed the guy's bird, bro.
Yo,
you calling a girl?
We know the rumors.
Bro, just relax.
We know the rumors. I mean, they'll never admit it.
I think Butler's.
They'll never admit it. But
Butler
I would not be surprised.
Say it one of these days. He's gonna say it.
I would not be surprised because that comment that I posted up on Instagram, and then all of a sudden shit got a bit shaky, and pictures were deleted, and comment sections were closed off.
Because if Butler would do that where the media could see, imagine what he would do behind closed doors.
But you know what he did? Why he probably smashed a dude's girl? Because he was fucking up his money. He's like, yo, you fucking my money? I'm gonna fuck up your girl. Straight up like that. And
that's a pretty bitch thing to do, though.
Hey, bro.
Look what he did. Look what he did today. Look what he did today.
Fucking up his money.
Bro. Huh?
The organization's fucking up his money.
Still, he's seeing it as them two. Like, they're not playing, and they're getting paid more than me. Oh, you messed up my money.
Yeah, but I mean, like, to be fair, Jimmy Butler did sign his contract that he's playing with right now with the Bulls.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't been paid yet.
But these guys were
drafted. He was just hoping to get an extension on that shit. You know,
like, that's what he was hoping for.
Give me some type of confidence that you see me as your future the same way I see you as the future, you know?
Because right now, the best player on that team is Jimmy Butler.
Oh, by far.
Easily.
It's easily Jimmy Butler.
By far.
Oh, man. And it's only preseason.
NBA is going to be lit this season.
It's only preseason. My goodness.
I know, man. I see Lonzo over there catching alley-oops from my boy.
Well, I told you my Lakers are going to win the championship.
Hey, my boy Mo Bamba already got a song, bro.
You're Lakers.
But it's not, the season hasn't started yet. And if we don't win a chip, it's a failure.
Bro, you've had enough of those failures. You should be used to that shit,
Stop looking at it that way, man. You guys weren't even playoffs last year.
See, you don't know what it'd be like to be a basketball champ.
No, but I understand reality.
You're talking all this extra shit.
When it's Lakers, we expect championships.
How about you expect reality? The same reality that Magic Johnson said, the same reality that LeBron said, the same reality that Jeannie Buss said. We are not looking at... Kobe said it too. That's right. Even Kobe said it. All four of these guys, four of the most prominent Lakers...
I want to listen to the soundbite.
Like, faces of the Laker Nation right now.
What the fuck? Kobe said it.
This season? No, Kobe did say it. He said flat out, this season isn't about winning a championship. It's about putting yourself back into the position of contenders.
Kobe ain't playing.
Everyone who was at
the top of this... You think Kobe will make the team better?
Said it.
Huh?
If Kobe's playing, you think he'll make the team better?
Yeah.
Nah.
Fuck out of here.
Kobe come out of retirement? That's guaranteed.
Fuck out of here.
That's guaranteed chip.
What are you on, bro?
Unless you're buying a bag of Lay's, I don't know what type of chips you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Let's talk about Pringles, my guy.
You're sure this guy.
I'm sorry. Your team has...
No, like,
never won.
Be realistic because you guys had Kobe and you weren't winning.
But we've won chips with Kobe.
Yeah, but when you had him before he retired, you weren't winning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But now it's all about the rebuild. You got LeBron in there who's going to help your young guys stack up. Plus, you have a fast, young, athletic team, something that LeBron hasn't had in a very long time.
And they got good veterans, too. I think the veteran players are amazing.
You guys are poised. You guys are poised.
They're
to
well
be
balanced.
Contenders.
I can say that.
You got to still understand. You're in the fucking West. You still have to go up against the Rockets, the Warriors.
Y'all don't have to tell me about what the Lakers have to go through in the West. I know what I have to go through in the West, the East Coast.
But you talking about the only thing that matters are chips when everyone in your organization is saying right now it's about getting back into the position of contenders because you guys weren't contenders last year.
That's not the media saying that. I know Magic Johnson.
No, that's not me.
Bro,
that's
Magic
all of them saying it flat out because they understand you can't just go from bottom fucking feeders to champions. That doesn't happen. No. You got to go from bottom feeders to contenders.
And then hold up,
champions.
If that happened, would you respect LeBron James?
If he was a major factor, yeah.
If you guys go
what do you mean if he's a major factor? If they make it to the playoff, it's 100% because LeBron James was on that fucking team. If you guys go from
bottom feeders to champions, which very doubtful, but if you manage to pull out, let's say, Western Conference champions and go to the finals, that's all LeBron.
100% LeBron.
How do you know that?
That's all LeBron.
How do you know that?
It's all LeBron.
How do you know it's all LeBron?
Guy never. When's the last time he missed the finals?
Huh?
When's the last time he missed the finals?
When's the last time the Orlando Magic made it to the playoffs?
Whoa. Answer the question.
Yeah,
well, you have...
Thank you. We don't deflect here. Answer the question.
All right. It's been a couple years since we haven't made the playoffs.
Thank you.
Right.
Now, with LeBron there, if you make it to the finals, and keep in mind, I'm saying you guys should become playoff contenders.
Yeah.
But you want to raise the stakes? We'll raise the stakes for you. You become Western Conference champions. That's all LeBron.
Now what happens if LeBron averages 15 points a game?
Doesn't fucking matter,
5
bro.
assists. Imagine,
if he averages 15 points a game and wins the Western Conference fucking finals,
and how is that LeBron?
Guess what? He's still going to the finals for what? The 8th year in a row?
But how is
9th year in a row?
So how is that LeBron?
What the fuck does that matter?
How is that LeBron though? You see, you guys don't understand something.
Bro.
Why do we do this? My God, bro.
You see, I can't speak basketball with teams who haven't won championships.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You want to have this conversation?
Always about the same fucking song and dance, but championships.
I am a basketball fan, okay? I am a fan of the fucking sport before anything. You were a fan of a man.
I was a fan of the Lakers.
Silence. You had your chance to talk. I'm talking now. I'm talking now.
Talk when you have championships. You can't talk.
I am a fan of basketball. That is what I'm a fan of.
That principle should apply in football. So I should never hear you talk.
No, straight up.
I'm talking about
but you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Again.
I am a basketball. I put the sport first, okay? Yeah, I like Orlando. That's my fucking team. Because of when I grew up, I fucking became a fan of Penny Hardaway. That's why I lashed on to Orlando.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm a basketball fan. That's why I can watch NBA. I can watch WNBA. I can watch NCAA.
Okay, now I know you're lying. You said WNBA. I know you're lying right there. You're lying. You're lying.
See, you may not watch that.
Basketball players don't even watch.
Bro,
NBA players don't even watch
just
WNBA.
Because you don't watch that doesn't mean other people don't watch that, bro. I'm a sports fan. That's the difference between me and you.
I think I
that's the difference between me and you.
Wasn't the Spurs female team who won it?
That's the difference, bro. So you can sit here and talk about, they never won a championship. That's why I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you because you don't actually watch basketball. Because if you're going to downplay WNBA just because it's fucking women and the competition isn't the same, we can't have a conversation about basketball. My guy, right there.
So you just talk to talk, but not make a point.
I made a point.
You didn't make a point.
I made a point. I'm a basketball fan.
Who says I'm not a basketball fan? Who says I'm not about? Did I say that?
No, I'm telling you that because of the way you approach. The second you say, I can't talk to you because your team didn't win a championship.
You claimed.
What the fuck does that have to do with talking about basketball?
Did your team win a championship? Was I lying?
No, you weren't lying. So but what does that have to do with talking to someone about basketball?
Because you're talking about my team who's been winning championships, what we should do to win a championship. Well, you have not won anything in the existence of your franchise.
See, right then and there, you're wrong. I wasn't saying what you should do to win championships. I was saying the way your team, in interviews, in all these conversations I've been saying, the way they view this season, they want to put themselves back into a position of contenders.
Then you don't know my team. Lakers have always been about chips. It's always chips. You're just saying Magic Johnson. Where's the soundbite to this? Where is the soundbite to this? I want to hear Ginny Bus say, we want to make it back to the playoffs.
They're about chips. Why did they draft Lonzo? Because he clearly wasn't going to bring them shit.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
He shoots air balls. I know niggas in the park who shoots better than this guy.
The cameras are recording, right?
Like seriously, bro. Like right I get what you're saying.
I don't get how he's a Lakers fan, and I know more about
you could say that they're looking for championships
than he does. Yet
you're saying the Nuggets drafted Carmelo to win a championship?
How does that make sense, bro?
What the Nuggets? The Nuggets
how does that make sense?
Of course, Carmelo's a way. You're gonna compare Carmelo to
Lonzo, but they're drafting players to make your team better,
bro.
You're drafting players to make your team better. There's a reason there's a draft.
Lonzo was not going to make any team better, not even a fucking wheelchair Knicks better, bro. Lonzo cannot shoot. He can't play a traditional point guard role, bro.
How do you know that?
LeBron have him out here catching alley-oops now.
How do you know that, Jamal? How do you know that?
Kiss the ring, bro.
You haven't even seen a Laker game. You don't watch.
I haven't seen a Laker game.
You're a bandwagon LeBron fan. You saw 2 preseason games of the Lakers.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's
How
all
am
you've
I
seen.
a bandwagon LeBron fan?
Because all you do is follow LeBron. LeBron made a pass to Lonzo Ball. Oh, you see what he's doing for his career? Oh, look at this.
He really made him look nice, though. I'm just letting you know.
Anyone can make anyone look nice when they make.
I'm just saying, though, he really made him look nice.
You think LeBron
though.
is the only first person to throw an alley-oop? Is LeBron the only person
to Lonzo? Definitely.
Is LeBron the only person to do that?
Definitely. Even big him up on Instagram, trying to get his confidence up like a little bit.
Why are you making yourself looking foolish in front of the cameras, Jamali?
I am not making myself looking foolish. You're making yourself looking foolish.
You're looking real foolish right now.
You looking real mad, bro. I'm chilling right now.
You're rubbing your hands like Birdman chilling. What are you talking about?
Birdman.
I'm just
saying.
Last
time Birdman did that was like, I didn't go say no more. That's the last time I killed, dog. What are you talking about?
Jason, is you finished or is you done?
Huh?
This guy.
I'm starting. You guys, oh my goodness. Yo.
This guy gets so heated when he's wrong.
When it comes to basketball,
I cannot
you guys
wait.
been wrong every single time. I called the 2 playoff, the 2 championships Lakers win. I didn't say anything for the whole year. I said they're going to win championship. 2009.
Bro, when was the last time the Lakers won?
Lakers won.
What year was that?
2010, they won.
Bro.
Wait, you want us to pat you on the back because in the beginning of a season you said my team's going to win and they won?
They had the best player on the fucking planet with them.
Really? I'm supposed to pat you on the back for that?
According to you, they didn't because LeBron was the best player. So according to you, LeBron was in the league. Remember that. That's according to you. So you're saying Kobe was better than LeBron at that time?
Kobe was a seasoned veteran, bro. Where the fuck am I hiding?
Was he the best player? I'm asking you that question.
Kobe at that time, yes, he was. He had a well-rounded team at that.
No, answer the question. Was he the best player in the league?
Do you want me to say it in French, bro? Oui? Or what do you? I said yes.
Yo, this is a typical Laker fan.
So what's all this talk about LeBron being the best player?
Legit a typical Laker fan, bro.
LeBron,
like the crazy ones.
LeBron has
not even the ones that talk sense.
No, like
the crazy.
LeBron
it's not to do with crazy.
LeBron, hands down, is.
Yo, Akeem, I wish you had a mic,
bro. Has been good
bro.
from the moment he walked in. He didn't need time to warm up. Kobe needed time to warm up to be good, to get where he got to. Kobe wasn't great coming into the league.
That's why he came from high school, the youngest player ever.
LeBron actually came from high school too, buddy.
A whole decade and something later.
Kobe spent a lot more time on the
bench. So it's LeBron's fault he was born in '85, bro?
I don't know what you're trying to say, Jamal.
But you're saying LeBron came a whole decade after Kobe as if they're the same age.
Look, all I'm going to say is this argument's getting me a little bit sleepy.
All I'm just saying is shout out to LeBron.
LeBron was born in '84.
Doesn't matter.
Thanks for the fact checked over there, Akeem. We appreciate it.
This guy's a true comedian.
It's always good to have a couple producers in the background going, but we don't give a fuck about facts over here, okay? Don't be mad. Do your own fact checks at home.
I'm just saying,
we ain't Google.
I'm just saying, LeBron's gonna bring some value to them gold and purple uniforms.
All right, man. All right.
Is that LMA?
Yeah, I switched it up, man. We've been arguing about fucking the Lakers for 20 goddamn minutes. Fuck, you missed the whole beloved.
Oh, man.
You guys need a breather?
Nah, man. I know, man. I'm just saying. The Lakers are going to be great because LeBron's there. That's all. I just want him to admit it.
He will never admit it.
The Lakers have been great since before Magic.
So long.
I'm not about the Lakers this season.
And I'm big enough
to say that. A vacuum-sealed jockstrap from Kobe Bryant. He will never admit LeBron's greatness. Okay?
Who was on Orlando's team before Penny?
Bro, he just said he became a fan when he was growing up watching Penny.
Do you not listen when people talk to you?
It has nothing about history. Like, you can learn the history of anything.
Okay, so learn the history of your team. Know your team.
But that's irrelevant to what he's saying. He said he became a fan.
Dude, the team is literally 20 years old, bro.
Yeah. It's an extent.
The only history I care about is when I became a fan of theirs.
Yeah. You became a fan when Kobe got drafted. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Way to bring up irrelevant questions.
Through the Eddie Jones, Van Exel stuff. Don't talk to me about I've been
Eddie
a fan
Jones was
with
drafted.
Kobe. Don't talk to me about that, dog.
Oh, my God.
I watched Eddie Jones All them people played for them.
Did you watch Eddie Jones?
Yes, I watched Eddie Jones. The reason why they traded Eddie Jones because Kobe Bryant wasn't taking the spot. And they were that good.
Did you watch Van Axel?
Yes, I did watch Van Axel.
But did you?
Yes. See, that's the difference. Like I said, that's the difference between me and you.
Bro,
I know my team.
That's not the difference because I remember those two. That's why
I know my teams. You don't.
People used to say I looked like Eddie Jones, which I fucking don't.
All right, like next topic.
If you want to fucking talk about it, let's switch off the sports though. Fuck. You guys are getting heated for nothing.
Too much emotion.
You got Bunty over there shooting people extra fast because he's feeling our energy. All right. Switching off sports. Where should we go? What are you laughing about? Hey, what are you laughing about over there? Text it to me. Should we talk about Lana Del Ray and Azalea Banks getting into it?
I have no idea what that's about.
When is Azalea just going
to... Over Kanye West?
Yeah, when is she going to just stop?
I know before the show I said I didn't want to bring up anything Kanye West related, but...
But she should just stop. Like, just stop doing her antics and just stupid, like...
I just find it wild that Lana Del Ray threatened Azalea... Well, promised, as she put it on Twitter, promised Azalea Banks that she pulled up, she would get them hands.
On site.
I'm
not even into that because, like, I'm not into beef, and I think it's just stupid. I just feel like
we're at a point with Azalea Banks where it's just like all of your cards have been pulled and you've showed us nothing. You need to be quiet,
bro. It just all this antic needs to stop. It's not just with her.
Don't give this girl no attention.
Yeah, nothing to do with just her.
We ain't giving her attention. We're giving Lana Del Rey attention right now.
Not even. I don't even think she wants that type of energy.
Shut her. Yo, she told her pull up.
Bro,
she told her
you
pull
know
up.
how easy it is to type pull up on fucking Instagram, Twitter.
Drowsy, drug music. I do cocaine and Adderall and Vicodin. Lana Del Rey told Azalea Banks to pull up, and Azalea Banks was talking about she going to show it to her lawyer. What? How dare you, Azalea Banks?
I have no more energy for this. Next topic.
Don't give her no publicity, man. I don't know this basic bitch shit.
I love the enthusiasm in the room, fuck. I got to carry everything, fuck.
Yeah, please do.
Do you want to talk about Cory Lewis?
Enlighten me.
Okay, well, Cory Lewis is a black male from Georgia who was followed by a white woman when she saw him babysitting 2 white children and felt they were in danger.
Okay.
And when he refused to allow this white woman to speak to the children, she followed him all the way to their home.
Okay.
Where police were called, and then they kindly escorted her out of there. I say that just because it's like the white woman privilege of I'm just going to call the cops on a black person whenever they feel they're doing something wrong.
Oh, man.
How do you feel about that, gents? Did you even read up on it?
I have no opinion on it. It's regular
It's just stupid.
It's stupid shit.
Akeem read up on it. Can we switch mics, please? You want to jump in here?
I know the story behind it, but I find it just stupid.
I don't see the point.
I find it extremely stupid.
How many different scenarios is this gonna play out on?
It's gonna keep happening over.
It's just ignorant. Like
it's a reminder to the world. White women are dangerous.
They've been dangerous.
White women are dangerous.
They are dangerous. They are dangerous.
They've been dangerous
to the black community.
I have no comments. I don't even know if you're throwing shade at some people. I don't know what you're doing, but
I'm not throwing shade.
I don't know.
I'm just saying we got to be careful, okay, black men? We got to be careful. The white woman.
This dude is an asshole.
Yo, you should get mic'd up, bro.
This dude's saying Akeem is saying in the background that they have Brink security at home.
White women are the best security.
They are the best security?
Yo, they see anything, they report everything.
Exactly. The problem is that
it's crazy.
Oh, man. I just think it's stupid. I just think it's one of those things where, like, she literally, what if,
people who don't know how to
people
mind
could
their
get hurt
fucking
behind
business.
these things, you know what I mean? Those kids may not have noticed anything different from this guy. And all of a sudden now they're kind of like
was he like pulling the kids by their arms?
No, I think they went to a Walmart Subway just to get some sandwiches.
A Walmart?
Subway once again.
Bro, it's not Subway's fault. Don't do that.
I'm not saying it's Subway's fault. Not saying it's always fault. I'm just saying Subway once again, where some shit happens. Like, I wanted to attack this from like different perspectives. Yeah, I'm bringing it up in this type of scope where it's just like another white lady doing a bit too much, but I can understand her side of things.
Really?
Hear me out.
All right.
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
In a time in America where we've been hearing a lot of human trafficking, any type of suspicious behavior, especially when it comes to children, we should monitor and take care of.
Right.
Now, from the reports, the woman just wanted to talk to the children, make sure they're safe, and he immediately refused.
To me, she sounds like the rapist.
What part of let me speak?
From that part alone, what you said.
What part of
let him talk? Let him go ahead.
Can you not get through your head that you must interrupt every fucking time?
Because you rambled.
Allow me.
Get to the point.
Allow me.
Get to the point.
I would have gotten to it until you opened your mouth.
Stop rambling.
Allow me. Okay?
Can we get to
freedom? Now, as I was saying,
ridiculous.
She asked him to speak to the kids, and I can understand. Like you're seeing black male, 2 white kids. I'm not saying there's anything suspicious about that, but if you feel the need to like just make sure the kids are safe, I can understand it because it's children. Him saying like refusing, I can understand from his perspective because he's the babysitter of these kids. Who's this strange woman I've never seen before in my life trying to talk to these fucking kids? No, I'm the guardian of these kids. I'm the caretaker of them. I'm not going to allow some stranger to just roll up on these kids and have a conversation with them. So from that perspective, I could see her being in a position of I want to protect the kids and him being in a position of I want to protect the kids. From that, I can see where discourse can come from. And it's mostly because both of them have the same idea of I got to be in a position of protect these kids.
Now can I say my point?
Now you can say your point.
She sounds like the rapist. I'm sorry, but you don't just go up to any person's kids or anything like that. If you had a suspicion of something that was wrong, report it to somewhere else. You don't get yourself put in a situation that you're involved in something like that, regardless if the kid is black, white, green, yellow. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. You don't put yourself in a situation where you don't know what's going on. Apparently, from what you just told me, she doesn't know if the kids are being harassed or bothered with. They seem fine. Why are you going to put yourself in that situation to like say, oh, why would I want to talk to this kid? He's going to be like, the fuck does this bitch want? You don't come, oh, I want to speak to your kids like that. No, it's like you talk to the dude first and then maybe talk to the kids. But even then, you don't even go towards that. You report it.
Okay, but I got to say something.
One quick question, and then you can talk. How did you get to rapist?
If someone comes to your nieces and say, oh, can I talk to your kids? And you don't know who it is. Some strange person. What will you do?
I'm not automatically assuming they're a rapist.
What do you assume they are?
Weird.
Somebody that's weird, number one. Number two, maybe a bit too familiar.
Yeah. I don't know, familiar. I don't think that's a word I ever saw.
Rapist.
Or comfortable with approaching children. No, I'm not going to think
pedophile.
Rapist.
Pedophile. Is that better?
Not even. No, that's like, a bit extreme.
My whole problem with what you said, I only agree with one side. And that's the side of the guy protecting the children. I think she was not motivated by the benefit of these children. She was motivated by her racial prejudice tendencies.
Which I agree with. The only reason I brought up that percentage is because we got to look at all angles.
Yeah, but I'm not going to give her that benefit. It was clearly...
Because you don't have to. I'm just giving perspective.
Right, but the thing is, would she have behaved in the same manner had it been 2 black kids with a black person? Had it been 2 black kids with a white person? Had it been 2 white kids with a white person? You get what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you on that.
And not only that,
I agree with you.
And not only that, it's gender specific. Had it been a black woman, she would assume that this black woman is their babysitter because it's a menial task.
Or caretaker, yeah.
Right. That's how she would have looked at it.
She approached them her way too.
Right. And secondly, what is your motive to approach? Like, were the kids being abused? Did they look uncomfortable? Did they look forced? And I mean, with your approach with the whole trafficking, I highly doubt if you're trafficking kids, you're bringing them with you to Subway to choose their sandwich.
I agree.
And I doubt people are trafficking kids.
And look, the only reason I say these things is to bring all angles, all views, and all perspectives.
Yeah, but I think
we gotta look at it in a broader spectrum.
No, fuck that. I think in a way, by doing that, you're giving her a bit of way to kind of be covert with racist and prejudiced tendencies. Those people don't deserve the benefit of no doubt because it was purely motivated. Hold on, I let you speak. Let me speak now. It's highly motivated by her prejudice. And to me, there's no place for that. What if she wanted to protect those children? Take down the license plate, report it.
There you go.
Because what she just did, if those kids never noticed the difference between who they were and that gentleman is, in terms of race, now they're fully aware of how society is.
Yeah.
You just jaded a bunch of kids. So whatever good she had intended, she does nothing but bad.
No, I agree with you.
And so to me, I'm not giving this person no benefit of the doubt, or maybe she cared. No, she didn't care about no kids. She just, all those people who call police on minority groups because of their white privilege is 100% to show their power. And what they need to start doing is when these type of calls go through, charge them,
yeah,
and make them pay for it.
No, I agree with you. Look, like I said, I only offer the perspective because we have to have those conversations.
Yeah, but
the way I personally feel about it is the way I started the story. Her doing something that's fucked up because she sees a black person taking care of, or in the presence of two white kids, and her having an issue with it.
And especially a black male.
Another white person,
because
or white woman,
like I said,
specifically.
If it was a black woman,
Tyler, saying white person a lot.
if it was a black female with two white children, it would be looked upon as, oh yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But it's because it's a male, all of a sudden black men are dangerous. And we know that's the perspective most white Americans have of black males.
There's a lot of views of like the black male being the beast or the animal, you know? That's just how it is in that type of society. So, and keep in mind, this happened in Georgia, so.
Well, can't expect anything different.
Yeah. All right, what's next on the docket? Shit, what time is it? Okay, cool. Even though we went into a bit of a slew of chaos, did you guys see Bette Midler's tweet?
Nope. I heard about it, but I didn't see it, no.
I got it.
What, that women are the N-word of Hollywood or something like that?
Bette Midler?
What did she say, Bette Midler?
She compared the strife of women to the N-word.
The what?
I'll read it for you guys.
Oh, women are the N-word of the society or something like that?
Yeah.
Bette Midler's a comedian, man. I don't pay much mind to what comedians say and stuff like that. Especially comedians. If it's someone like
Bette Midler's a comedian?
Because they come from
Bette Midler's a comedian?
Of funny.
I only know her for singing.
Bette Midler?
Does she sing?
She's a singer.
Is Bette Midler a singer?
Actress. Yeah. She's
actress, singer.
Isn't she a comedian?
No.
Comedian. What else has she done? She's all across the fucking board. Everything's. Showwoman. Yeah. There you go.
She's a comedic actor, right?
There you go.
Yeah, so...
This wasn't about comedy, though.
Huh?
This had nothing to do with comedy.
But you have to know who it's coming from, though. That's
I know it's coming. It's coming from somebody who had just witnessed the stuff that happened with Brett Kavanaugh and had something to say.
But you can't say that like it's, oh, she's a comedian, because when Seinfeld said the N-word, a lot of
Kramer,
sorry, everybody was up. You know, it wasn't just comedy.
But Kramer was saying it in hate. Kramer was. Did you see what he was doing at the Laugh Factory? Did you see what he was doing at the Laugh Factory?
To read what Bette Midler said, she posted a tweet on October 4th. Women are the N-word of the world, which is in quotations because it's a quote from Yoko Ono. Rape, beaten, enslaved, married off, worked like dumb animals, denied education and inheritance, enduring the pain and danger of childbirth and life in silence for thousands of years. They are the most disrespected creatures on earth. So
she's quoting a song of Yoko Ono?
Well, she quoted, like, women are the N-word of the world is a direct quote from Yoko Ono.
Okay.
And then she puts all this afterwards.
She puts it into
which
context.
Is basically a complete description of how black people have been treated in America.
Right.
To compare women to a word you can't even write in full, you have to put as the N-word.
Yeah.
Right then and there, it should tell you the thing that you're using as descriptive is a lot worse than what you're actually saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Number one, because I always say this, it's like we can have full educational discussions about the word nigger and it not be in negative connotation.
Right.
But if you can genuinely have that type of serious educational conversation about it without saying the word, you probably shouldn't be having it because you don't have the proper education to put forth that information.
I'm not saying, but what she said, was any of it false though?
Absolutely.
Very false.
Very. You cannot
the quote
compare
itself is false.
I'm not talking about the, but she didn't make the quote. That's the problem.
Forget about the quote.
But her expansion on the quote.
But understand the quote is the issue here. The quote is the issue.
I have a problem with Yoko Ono if that's the case. Not with Bette Midler.
When Yoko Ono said it, there was a big issue.
Okay, that's fine.
And the fact that Bette Midler is now repeating it to then put on this slew because of the decisions that were made with Brett Kavanaugh it's like you're doubling down. She did do. What I wasn't able to find the tweet where she doubled down, but she essentially, like, when she was originally like firsthand getting backlash for it, she doubled down and was just like saying the exact same thing. You know, with what happened, no, like, I really feel this is the way women have been treated, and we've been treated like the N-word. She doubled down on her thoughts.
I can't say to what anyone feels in terms, especially a woman, like this is a different sex that you don't know. I can only speak to like what I've experienced, stuff like that. What she said after the quote, she's kind of, I wouldn't say it's kind of true what she said. It is true what she said. The quote, but the quote makes it sound even worse than what she said.
First and foremost, I would highly disagree. The way black men are treated, or black people were treated when that word was used to describe them, is nothing in comparison to what white women or women as a gender has experienced.
I understand what you're saying. I get it. I perfectly agree with you. But what I'm trying to tell you is take the quote out of context of what she says. She's using the quote to add dialogue to what she said after the quote.
Yeah, no, it's not a take the quote out of context. I'm taking it completely in context.
Yeah,
she's using that quote to empower what she's saying.
About to say, yeah.
She's using that quote as this is the staple.
Yeah.
Which is why when she originally got the backlash, and like I said, unfortunately, I don't have the tweet she put out afterwards. She doubled down on it and said, no, like, I genuinely think this is how it is. This is how America treats women. They treat us like this, which is ridiculous. And then on top of it, it's like, you have black women who, as far as the society totem pole goes, they are at the bottom. You know, like, they are literally at the bottom. Black men are ahead of them in that sense.
Right.
And for you to then say women are this, or like the N-word, so black women being a part of like this N-word group, you're basically saying like the things they've gone through, the experiences, the exploits, the list of derogatory things that you feel women are going through, for them it's doubly so. But you're not even acknowledging their plight in that.
I kind of, but I'm maybe taking this a little bit deeper than most people, but I understand what she's saying. Maybe what she said, the quote, what you're talking about, is not the right context. Is not the right context to use that quote. But I get what she's saying in this particular aspect of how the world is right now with the Me Too movement and everything that's going on with it, and the Brett Kavanaugh thing, everything like that. What she's saying is that, like, for example, if women are getting raped, abused, and stuff, like, a lot of them aren't being believed, or saying, oh, they're this, that, and that. She's saying it's like people are getting away with the same old things over and over.
Oh,
and over.
And look, if she had said
that,
if she had never put that quote as a comparison, like, omit that quote and everything she said is perfect, because women are treated like fucking shit in our society. Worse so in other societies, but women are treated like shit in the society. But you have this quote there. You have a quote that when it was said by Yoko Ono, people looked at her like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're right.
We looked at her like she had no clue what the actual N-word meant. We looked at her as if you're saying something that you have absolutely no understanding or experience in, which is why you think this is a probable comparison to make when there's absolutely no correlation whatsoever. So knowing what happened when that quote was originally put out, and that for you to repeat it as if it's viable in today's society because of Me Too and time's up or whatever else is going on. No, it's still an invalid and extremely racist quote to make. And somebody in Bette Midler's position should understand that, considering everything she has stood up for, or at least has portrayed to stood up for as far as being an ally goes. Which is why there's a lot of people, blacks, gays, like LGBT, like everybody who's looking at this and being like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Like, no, you should know better than this. Like, especially with everything that you have been through, everything that the community that you have represented have told you about what they've been through, you should know better than this.
I think it's a shock value thing. I don't think.
Well, clearly, but it was misused.
No, I'm not going to say it's a shock value thing, because she made it clear she said this because of what happened with Kavanaugh, and she felt a certain way about the way women are treated in America. But that's not a shock value thing.
I think it's a shock value thing, because it's like when you say, and this is no play, but there's a lot of people that say, oh, gay rights this, gay rights that, but black people are like, what the fuck is this going on? Like, and a lot of black people are like, how are you guys talking about this, and this, and you want to get this right away? There's a lot of black people
who want gay rights because they're gay and lesbians.
I understand that, but yeah, there's a lot of black people.
Let's be real here. Like gay rights isn't something that is solely for this one circle that doesn't affect the grand scheme. It affects every race and every creed that's out there. So yeah, gay rights happening and gay rights being a proponent that gets pushed forward helps everybody.
No,
but in this situation with Bette Midler, she did something that was completely foul and out of line.
To me, this is not foul and out of line. I understand what she was trying to do. It's people who wouldn't understand. Yeah, okay, it's a quote. It's a shock value quote. That's all it is.
If you agree to her statement, you should agree to Kanye saying that slavery was a choice.
It's essentially the same thing.
Essentially, you're literally saying that. If you could say that you agree to her with her statement,
it's literally
saying that you agree with Kanye when he says black slavery was a choice.
I never said I agree with her. I said the thing was a shock value thing that she said.
You said I agree.
No, what I'm trying to make you understand. It wasn't a shock value thing. Like, she didn't just put it out there for reaction. Really, that's what shock value is. You put something out.
She really
for
meant
reaction.
what she said.
She put it out there because she felt it. She felt this was the appropriate quote for the response to what happened with Brett Kavanaugh. That's how she felt about this quote. Like, this is the perfect for this, which is why she laid everything else on top of that. That's not shock value. That's premeditated. Like, you thought about this. You went back and you looked for the perfect quote,
right,
to represent the way you feel in this moment of him being sworn in. That's how you felt about it.
But again, like I said, I can't speak to how anyone feels. Even to Kanye West, I can't speak to how he feels. But a lot of the shit like Kanye does is just shock value, idiocy stuff. The same thing with Bette Midler. Yeah, she explained what she had to say after the quote, but it's shock value. That's all it is. The only reason she put that out there was to get attention to it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason she went to look for a quote, because a quote is meant to. Oh, you're drawing attention to it. That's all it is. She looked for the quote to put
anything you put out to the public, you want attention to be garnered to it. But it's understanding that you have to respect and understand that what you put out there have consequences if you're not understanding what the meaning is behind it. Yeah. You're not mindful of the meaning behind it. And you use a specific quote that already is very much conflicting.
But what I'm saying is, after the quote, she explained herself in detail. That's why I'm like, okay, the quote alone is like, okay, you're off your rocker.
But it's not a quote that should be used. Women are not the N-word of the world. You know what are the N-word of the world? Niggers. That's it. No one else. And it's a disgusting thing to say. Because what you're saying is, women, this group of people, and the N-words are, which would be black people as a whole, we got to bring them down to this level, because this is what we're comparing it to. N-words are the lowest.
But like I said,
that's what that quote means.
But you got to look at, what I'm trying to say is, you got to look at it in a concept of how people feel, and how you don't know how they feel.
No, I'm looking at it in the context of understanding. But when you say women are the N-word of the world, basically what you're saying is black people are the lowest in the world. Right. And guess what? Now women are down there too.
Right.
But that's what you're saying with that quote.
I understand what the quote is, but I guess you have to look after the quote as well too. Don't just be hung up on
that's like somebody saying to you, Jason, for a black guy, you're well spoken. And then they explain to you, well, you know what? I've met a few black guys and they couldn't speak as well. They didn't enunciate the words the way you do.
You're well spoken, perfectly fine.
Right.
Saying
for a black guy, that's like the same thing, right?
That is fucked up.
Yeah, that's messed up.
And that's the same thing what she's saying.
It's the exact
she's
same
saying
thing.
That saying women and niggers are
women are the N-word of the world,
and emphasizing the fact that niggers
her
are at
putting
the
all that
bottom.
stuff after it is negated because she said this fucked up thing in the beginning.
No, but she didn't. You're mixing a thing of quote. She's bringing attention to something that how she feels.
Jason,
she did not write the quote. You're mixing up that. You're making
no, because we literally just gave you the perfect example of somebody saying, "For a black guy, you're well spoken." Like this is something that I'm sure you've heard. I've heard. Jamal's heard.
Yeah,
and it's pissed us all off.
But even if we want to take that back, I'll go with what you're saying.
It's like saying for a black woman, you're pretty.
Right. So you're saying you're pretty much saying the quote, I know you study politics. When you use a quote in a text, your quote often emphasize your point.
Yeah.
Solidify your point.
What you cite is supposed to empower your argument.
And so for her to even quote that quote, which is to say like, you know, a dog is the worst thing on earth, and not women are dogs. Except the fact that she's saying niggers are the worst thing on earth and now women are niggers or on the same level as niggers. That's crazy. You don't think so?
I understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Okay.
But there's deeper meaning to what she said after it as well.
But
like I said,
okay, like, we get that. We completely understand the meaning of everything she said afterwards. It's the fact that you started with a quote that is inherently racist.
It's like I could say easily that I agreed with 90% of what Kanye West said, but for him to open his mouth and put it out like slavery was a choice, regardless of what explanation he gave thereafter, that initial statement was wrong. Period.
It doesn't empower what he says next.
It takes away from his argument. It negates
from it. If you were going to start your argument with something that is completely inaccurate, and on top of the fact takes away
it's
from
insulting most of
the empowering thing or the stronghold of your argument, what you started it with is what is fucking wrong.
Right. It's like the opposite is also true. It's like one day, I don't know, your boss happened to be a white women or black, white women or male, and they come to you and be like, "Oh my God, Jason, you're well dressed today." Right? That's a compliment, right? Mm-hmm. And then they followed up by saying, I never knew black people had such dope style.
We don't even have to go that far.
But that's exactly what it is.
If Beth Midler was writing an essay and put this little section in a paper, a professor would look at it and be like, wrong. Period. That's it. Because what she did was wrong.
It's offensive.
It's wrong. And yeah, there would have been that little paragraph explanation of this is offensive, it's racist, and you should know better because
insensitive.
What you said, everything you said here is diminished because of what you said, right? The quote
and I think her
follow-up statement to approach your argument.
Her follow-up statement alone could stand on its own and it would have had as much of a positive impact without that quote.
Exactly. If she had just put that there,
yeah.
And if the meaning of what she wanted to do was saying the whole Brett Kavanaugh situation, all she had to say was, this ruling on Brett Kavanaugh is just a showing of how women are treated in America, and then put everything that you said right after.
But remember, I was just saying to you, it was for shock value.
No,
I don't think.
Get that out of your head. It's not a shock value thing.
It is something.
It's not. Her putting out that tweet wasn't something to get the internet riled up.
It was her expressing her true sentiment.
That's what shock value is. World Star.
No, I think if she was saying she would have
shock value is clickbait.
She would have said we're the niggers or something. She didn't. She quoted something.
No, but what I'm saying is like you keep using this shock value. It's not shock value. Shock value is meant to get clicks.
An immediate reaction.
Immediate reaction. Like she didn't post this.
It wasn't an impulsive.
With the expectation of, yo, this is gonna make me fucking viral.
Right.
That's not why she did this.
That wasn't an impulsive text. That was a well thought out.
Exactly.
And
look, with her doing this, it wouldn't have been an issue if when the backlash came, she was just like, you know what, I'm sorry. Like, I made a mistake. I used a quote that was completely insensitive. Right. And you move the fuck on. You delete it. You move the fuck on. And then, or you repost it and make something better. But no, she doubled down on it. And then when the backlash came even worse after the double down is when she decided to make her apology. From that alone, it lets me know you truly feel this statement is applicable in today's society or in any time society for that matter, as far as women's position to society.
I don't know. I'm of the mindset of I personally don't take much mind to what she said because, again, yeah, it's Bette Midler, but again, it's Bette Midler, and that's not an excuse for her to say it.
That doesn't excuse.
No, that. But now you're downplaying. Let me
finish the point, like you keep saying. Shut the fuck up.
You're downplaying though, man.
Come on, you're not listening.
Do that. That's irresponsible.
It's not irresponsible, dog. If you're just saying, oh, she took the quote. It's a quote from the past 40, 50 something years ago. She didn't write. You're making it seem as if she wrote the quote. She made her explanation clear and concise. Any person with a brain understand what she was doing. It's not. No, she didn't say, oh, we're niggers now. She didn't leave it at that. No, she did not say that. She explains herself. Look, you have to think deeper. It's deeper than that. Just because she's a comedian doesn't mean she's stupid or she's dumb or some shit. She does have an education. When you see it from women's point of view, oh, a black man beat out a white woman for president. They're like, damn. You don't know if that's what they're thinking in their head or that's what she's thinking in her head. Say, oh, now we're lowering that.
Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're not listening. That's all. That's the other thing.
No, I am listening. You're rambling, mate.
It's not rambling. It's the point I'm making. It's deeper than that.
Let him go on.
It's deeper than that. You can't think it as just a binary. It's this because of this. No, it does. Life does not work that way. She said it for shock value. That's all it is. You're making it into a big thing when it's really not a big thing.
Okay, what was the shock value?
Just to bring attention to what she said. Who cares? Who cares what she said? Is that going to affect my daily life? Bette Midler says some racist shit. I can tell you, comedian, she said some racist shit all the time. You think this is the first time Bette Midler said something stupid?
So then, honestly,
considering the amount of people that were disgusted at what she said, a lot of people cared.
But even with that, what you just said, then you should have no problem with Kanye's antics. It shouldn't bother you because your life is not going to change based on what Kanye's saying.
Oh, I think what Kanye said was stupid, but it doesn't bother me. I'm not hung up on it. Like people say, oh, Kanye should discuss me. Kanye does all the time. It's antics, shock value. Kanye West is the perfect example of a shock value person. Just saying a whole bunch of shit. But
to bring attention what would you say? What would you say? What would you say to somebody who then look at the NFL kneeling situation as these players are doing this for shock value? Or Kaepernick started this for shock value. But it's for attention.
It's more than that because whether they do it for shock value enough, there's a danger in just allowing those things to go out there without bringing a proper perspective and understanding to the things they're doing and the deeper sides of how it affects people and how it affects minorities or how it affects majorities. Like, it's understanding that you can't just look at this and be like, oh, we shouldn't care. When somebody like Bette Midler or like Kanye West has a voice and a presence like they have, and they have enough of a platform that they reach enough people, if they do these things and nobody shows effect of it whatsoever, it's seen as acceptable. It's unacceptable. It's not okay. We should not be okay with it. We should not be nonchalant about it and just brush off and be like, oh, who cares? She's a comedian. No. She's an educated person, as you said. As an educated person, she has to be a lot more responsible with the things she puts out there to the audience and the platform she has. That is what she wasn't doing when she put out that quote. You call it shock value, I call that a cop-out. It's not shock value because you have to be cognizant of the things you do. If I were to go out and find a couple memes and put that out there, that's shock value. But if I'm seeing something that is literally nationally televised, not even nationally, internationally televised, it's worldwide. People are paying attention to the Kavanaugh situation and what was going forth as far as like the sexual assault allegation and then him getting sworn into Supreme Court. That isn't something to then make commentary on and expect a large platform like hers to take lightly or brush off if they don't agree with. I'm sorry, you're wrong on that.
According to you.
Yes, according to me.
According to you.
You're wrong on that because as I said, the backlash that came of it was enough for us to even bring it up in consideration for a topic here and talk about it. It was enough for us to have splitting ideas and opinions on it for us to have a conversation on it. And like I said, I feel it's very irresponsible
and insensitive
for her to do something like that. Insensitive, irresponsible, and it's something that should be checked because, as I said, many people, whether it was Twitter, Instagram, whatever it was, whatever platform they use, saw what she said and were like, you were wrong for this. You need to delete this because it is inaccurate, it's insensitive, and it's inappropriate.
Because to me, the way when I read something like that, it pretty much reminds me as a black male where I stand in society, and somehow she's acknowledging where I'm at and saying that women are at the same level as me, in the sense that I'm at the bottom and now women are at the bottom. Like, to me, that is ridiculously rude and it's fucked up.
May I ask you a question?
What?
Do you think you're at the bottom?
Absolutely. Huh? Socially, yes. Absolutely.
So you're going to accept being at the bottom?
Whoa. Dude, you're not asking me two questions here. You asked me...
Acceptance and reality.
And reality is two different things.
Status is a very...
I could definitely... What do you think? You don't think at the end of the day, no matter how rich Jay-Z is, he's somewhere at the bottom? In the grand scheme of things?
I'm fully aware that people, given the perception, they're going to see, black people are at the bottom of the social standing when it comes to that. I understand that. But at a certain point, you can't say like, okay, because people think I'm at the bottom, it's always going to be that way.
I'm not conducting myself as such.
That's what I mean.
But I'm just saying, but there's a difference between a social concept and the reality of...
Even though I know that black people are treated like shit in this world, what she said doesn't really affect me because I know, and I know the people around me do better than what she's saying. So that's how it does not.
That's not. She's not.
But that's not what we're saying is the issue with this. It's not a matter of how you conduct your life.
Yeah, it's not an individualistic thing.
To me, I understand what she.
It's a matter of continuing a practice of ideology,
right?
That is inaccurate.
I know I know what she's saying is inaccurate. Shock value thing. That's why I'm saying to me. It's not very important what she's saying because it's like, all right, I see what you're doing, but
that's kind of crazy because it takes away from the value that she had thereafter.
But I'm not taking the quote just for the quote. I understand what she said in her quote that she said after it. What she used to make a point of it, I agree with you guys. It's wrong. But but to me, I'm like saying it's a shock value thing to bring attention to what she was trying to say in that long quote. And I'm like,
but you're conflicting because you're saying it's shock value, but she's wrong.
No, shock value doesn't mean yes or no. Shock value means she's bringing attention to it.
I understand what
I'm not saying shock.
No, but shock value is not bringing attention.
Let's wrap this up, guys.
It's also in a way that is not necessarily the healthiest way of garnering attention.
But the thing is, like, I was like, okay, Beth Midler, she said this shit, stupid shit, but what she's saying, okay, I understand. And that's how I saw it. I wasn't like, oh fuck, you said the thing about black people. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, please, I'm not gonna live my life because you said some stupid shit like you always do. It's like, I understand your point.
Final thoughts before we wrap this up.
Hey, it's a good week. Love is love. Let's hope we all have a better week next week. That's all it is. That's my final thought.
I hope so too because I had a great week. Jason?
I'm trying to plan a vacation to get out of here because it's getting too cold. So I'm trying to...
boot up.
Huh?
I might not even have to plan one. I might just have to show up with a passport and some luggage. You dig?
You're getting sugar mama love.
I want to get out of here. It's too cold now. It's starting to get...
Got that sweet sugar in the cup, baby.
But yeah, that's my final thoughts. I might be back. Yeah, I should be back next week. Yeah.
Might be back. Okay, that means
hopefully
he's
your
not
permission
coming.
slip is
That's for
signed.
myself. Huh? Like I said, if you guys want to reach out, talk about anything, if you need somebody to just give you a little bit of support, don't be mad. Socials are open, and I will be the one to contact you if anything, because I'm not going to offer their services. I'm offering my own. I'll help you where I can because I've been there before, and I know what it's like to feel like you have no one. I want you to know at the very least you have me. And I mean,
that's so sweet.
We don't got to get too personal. Just light conversation. I'll guide you in the right direction where we can.
I don't know about the right
best Mac game I've ever heard.
Fucking Mac game.
I'm joking.
You be serious for once in your life, man. We're talking about mental health here.
I didn't go that far.
We're talking about mental health here. Please take it seriously.
Don't bring no fucking Huxtable in this show.
It's something I take seriously. Please take it seriously.
But Matt is actually doing it serious. If you want to reach out to the podcast, reach out to the Twitter. Matt will get to you, and he's going to I
like how he did that.
No, I'm joking.
No, legit. I'm saying for me. I will reach out. Man.
It could say as a team we'll reach out. We'll help.
No, I'm joking.
Matt would do it.
Because I'm a very blunt person.
Thank you guys so much for sitting through this chaotic episode of the Don't Be Mad podcast. You know how you can reach us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all of that. Don't Be Mad podcast or Don't Be Mad pod. We're all there. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.